Paul, a lot of encouraging things there.
Oh, massive. Biggest thing that pleased me was the fitness levels. They looked strong. And I think the other thing was, I just thought the shape that they had and the discipline to keep the shape throughout, even when we're making a whole host of changes, and the tired legs for the lads who played 90 minutes. But there were so many things to be pleased about. And I keep saying the games are an extension of training, so today's been a really, really good training day for us.
You could see a problem with Morgan going off. Some things have to change so early in the game, but the lads just took it in their stride.
Yeah, Corey was excellent. I thought he marshalled everybody in front of him and he looked calm and composed. I've got to say though, I'm not surprised because I think he's done really well through pre-season, and I think it just shows the value of the way that we've sort of rotated the squad round and mixed it up. I've said all along that I want competition for places, and I want lads who can start, and I don't even know how long was gone on the clock when Corey had to come on, but he's had a good warm-up, and he was ready to go and slotted in really well. And that's what they have to do. I thought, the lads who came on as subs all came and slotted in well as well, and which was really pleasing. Finn back, he's had one training session with us on Friday morning, and again, I thought he looked stronger as the time on the pitch went on. And I'm really looking forward to seeing more from them all, to be honest.
Might as well ask about Morgan now. Was that precautionary because we've just seen him bouncing around in the corridor as he does?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows what Morg's like. He didn't want to come off, but the doctor went on and he'd had a bang on the head. I think Thomas smashed him just up on his eye. He wasn't knocked out or anything, but it was more a precaution. Listen, when it's pre-season, we don't want to take risks in pre-season, and certainly when there's any risk of a bang to the head, we're not going to take chances with players. As much as Morgan wanted to stay on the pitch, Ross and our doc, they both said no, we can't take a chance, and I've got to listen to that.
Back end of last season, you talked a lot about if we get a turnover, make sure you're set and you're ready. That's where the first goal comes from. We've got a good shape, we get the ball back, suddenly it's in the back of the net.
And the pleasing thing for me was the way that they were with the shape, because we literally did a walkthrough on how I wanted to set up against them. We knew that we didn't actually know their team, but we talked that Santos would play as the central one of the back three, and the way that they play, they want to get everything through him and they want to try and bounce it into midfielders to get out to the outside centre back. So we did a walkthrough with it yesterday about how we wanted to set ourselves and how we wanted to look in that position, and then it was a case of, if they do try it, can we be in areas where we can go and threaten it and win it back, and then when you have won it, can we go and have a quick transition and see if we can get something on the end of it. So there was a lot of good things, and when you sort of walk through and you have an idea about how your game plan wants to be and it works, at least it shows that they are listening to us and then able to go and execute it.
I know, and he's got an eye for a pass, hasn't he?
Oh, he has, yeah. He's got a great range of passing. I've been really pleased with Owen, the way he's been able to come in. He was a part-time footballer up until probably, I don't know what it is, 8 weeks ago, maybe 10 weeks ago, and he was a van driver. So it's a big ask to come and step up and to be able to do that. And he knows and he accepts that he's got things that he needs to improve on and he needs to develop. But he's in a really good place to go and do that, and hopefully we can keep him out on the pitch and developing and becoming an even better player than what he is.
And when Edmo put it away, me and John from the News and Star, we said almost immediately that was never in doubt. From the minute he was bearing down, it's good to have that confidence in a striker.
Well, I'm glad he was never in doubt for you, because as the pessimist on the side, I'm thinking, please score. But no, he looked calm as anything. It was a brilliant run, a great slide ball through. Again, something we talked about was that if they are going to hold a high line, we have to have runners to go and get in behind, and you've got to be patient to hold your run. And Edmo did that and slotted it away really well. And that was nice to see, because I think it's fair to say they probably dominated the ball up to that point, which again, we knew that was going to be the case. We'd had some information from their game at Watford, and we'd watched the video of when they played against Stockport. So we knew what to expect of them. Their style of play has been quite consistent, even though the teams have changed. And although it is pre-season, we have to remember, I think one of their staff had said that that's probably 8 or 9 of their starting team if it was a league fixture. So that was a real good challenge for us. We've seen a lot of things that I still think we need to improve on, but we've now got what is it, 2 weeks before the first game of the season, and hopefully we can just get better.
Set pieces, you say this a lot as well, that it's so important in both boxes. We defended them well. We get our second goal from mocks that are absolutely horrible to defend. That's important.
Set pieces are huge at every level. I think there's about 30%, maybe even more, of goals are scored from set plays, and if we can defend them really well and attack them really well, and we could get a 60% swing in games, what a huge asset that could be. We've now got players on the pitch who have got excellent delivery in Moxie, in Sonny Hilton, in Callum Guy, in Dev if he's involved. Real good deliverers, and we've got people who are prepared to go and organise and get their heads on things as well. And the organisation's been good. We've done lots of sessions where it's been a focus on set plays through pre-season, because we have to be better. We've got to be better defending them, and we've got to be better attacking them. There were still things today that we saw from set plays that we need to just iron out. You know, players are going on and given a job to do and they don't do it. It's really, really important that we get that right. So that's a good thing about pre-season, that we can get these little mistakes out of our system, and hopefully the players will all learn from them. And
Ben getting that goal, is that down to what you've done on the training pitch? Because he just held his position as everybody else moved off.
Yeah, I mean, it's listen, I said last season, Gav does the attacking set plays. I'm out there and we have a little chat about it and tinker it, but the big thing for me is, I always say this, when you go up for a corner, don't just go up because your initials are on the set play sheet. You go up because you want to score, and he wants to score. And if we've got more and more people who want to get their head on it, have got a desire to score, we will get goals, because I'm quite sure we're going to get the delivery right. It's then about just getting our bodies in the right places, having that will to go and get on the end of things. And let's see how many we can get.
And these new lads, what a great way to introduce themselves to the Brunton Park home fans, because all of them have played a part in some way.
Yeah, that's right. It's been good. I mean, it's been good through pre-season, to be honest. We've had really good support on the games that we've played so far. Really good numbers again, when I'm sure on a hot sunny day there's lots of other things that the supporters could do, but delighted to see that attendance. They're really important to us. We want them to come back in. And all of the players out there today, whether they've started, whether they've come on and finished the game, whether they're experienced, whether they're young boys, they've all gone and done themselves a hell of a lot of good.
And Chris Dennis, one of our players who was here, he gets himself on the score sheet as well. He's done that consistently through pre-season.
He's a goal scorer. He's just a natural goal scorer. You can't actually teach players that. You know, he's in the right areas. Edmo's the same, and we had another opportunity. I think it was Finn Back put an incredible ball in from the right-hand side that Deno just missed at the near post, and then Edmo at the far post. So they're going to get in there, and if we can get the right deliveries in, which I thought we did in the first half, particularly with Brennan down the left-hand side, then hopefully we'll get people to get in the box and score.
I mean, we looked at their team sheet before kick-off, and it's like, okay, this is a good side. What have you learned today, having played a team like that?
I've learned that we're fit. That's the first thing I would say. So credit to the plan that Jamie, our S&C guys, put together to prepare them for this. We're going to keep working them for the next 2 weeks, so there'll be no let-up. We've got to be fit, because we're not looking to peak for that first game of the season. We have to be in a good place, and then we look to peak later on in the season. And I still know this season's going to be a really, really big challenge. I still know that. I'm not being deluded just because we've had good results in pre-season. I'm delighted we've got 3 goals. We didn't do that at all last year against a good Bolton side. I'm really pleased with the shape that we're looking at. We tried something a little bit different with the midfield 3 today, but it worked for us. And you know, the other thing, the players showed that adaptability, because we expected them to go with 2 sitting midfielders and a number 10. So we were going to go with Callum Guy to go up against that 10, and the other 2 up against their 2 midfielders. As it was, they were different. They changed it and went with a 1 and a 2. So the players did it themselves on the pitch. They adapted and changed, and Jordan Gibson went up against their sitting midfielder. So that's really pleasing, because it's showing that the players are intelligent, and they have license to be able to adapt if that's what needs to be done, and that can only stand us in good stead.
One of your complaints from last season was looking at the bench and thinking, you're not a starter. You've got selection problems here.
Yeah, that's what you want as a manager. I want even more. I want some more bodies in here to help us to make it even stronger. But I'm pleased with what I'm seeing so far, but I'm just not going to get carried away. I'm going to just keep my feet on the ground. Our first target still is to stay in the league this year. That is always the first target. The sooner we do that, the better, and then we'll start readdressing and see where we are from there.
What's next week all about, Paul? What do you want from a trip to Largs? Is it team bonding? Is it a mixture of training and team bonding? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be doing anything fancy, Dan. We're not going off and building rafts together and all that sort of stuff and going and hiking up mountains and doing that sort of team building stuff. We're going there to live together for 5 days, to find out how we can cope together. We'll have training sessions, we'll have recovery sessions. We've got a really good game lined up there. And more importantly, I think it's a change of scenery as well, because over a long season it can become a bit like Groundhog Day when you're in the same building all the time, and I wanted just a change of scenery, so thankfully the club have allowed us to do it, and we're going up there. I'm expecting a really good facility, and hopefully the lads will all learn to get on with each other and learn the little things. We're all different, and what makes each other tick and what naffs each other off, so we avoid doing that as the season goes on. So I'm looking forward to it and seeing how they all cope with it.
When we get to next Saturday against Morecambe, how do you use that? Is that more of a fine-tune towards Crawley, or again do you try things?
You know something, I haven't thought that far ahead yet. I've already got things in my mind that I want to look at for the game next week, and that's the first one. And I think when you get to this point now, it's more about being able to adjust and adapt depending what I see. I've seen things today that we need to work on starting on Monday. I'm quite sure I'll see things in the game on Tuesday that'll make me think that I need to do things going in for the Morecambe game. And then I'd be very surprised, and I'm not going to say I won't because I might make myself a liar. I'd be very surprised if I completely show my hand against Morecambe as to what the starting team will be. I probably will see who I think needs 90 minutes and who doesn't need 90 minutes, and then we'll take it from there.
We could talk for hours, but last one from me, just so that we can cut it off for tonight. In terms of where we are right now, is it where you would want to be at this stage of pre-season?
Where I'd want to be, again, I don't really know, because I didn't look this far ahead to it. I could always say that I wanted even more players in, but as I said before, there's no point in me worrying about what I haven't got and what we should have done and couldn't do and all those sorts of things. They don't count for anything. I'm really pleased with where we are, and but I know that we need to be in an even better place come Crawley, come Christmas, come April. We've got to be in a better place than where we are now.